Yes, thank you, Nanny, honey. I bid you peace, everyone. Truly, the peace that shall raise you unto eternity. In our universe association together, physically, I am with you for a time. And in the Comforter, I am with you for all eternity. Helping you gain that greater access to the Father's life. That you too might find that completion of your planetary woe. That you might enter the universe of Nebadon as an ascendant creature. Put all myth, all fable, and every superstitious ideology, put it behind you now. And begin to understand the real path of your own unfoldment into the one Christos that we share. You will be a uniquely unified Christ, personal, individual, with far greater determination, creativity, consciousness, and the powers to make a difference in the universes. This is your destiny. So if you desire to make all your days holy days, then enter with me in the right understanding of your destiny. Your purpose to bring thine self forward in light. In life. And by the power of God's love. I wanted to give you a chance to ask any questions. You can do it in writing, so we keep the peace that's present here. No voice translation right now. Okay, Nanny, is that your question or Celso? Okay, thank you. So let's talk about that idea that back in the first century, my person came, died for all of you upon a cross. I think it's more important for all of you to understand the metaphor, the demonstration of what that really meant. Back then, my universal person, I was in a different body, just for some of you to understand that. But the universal person that I am of Michael came, inserted myself just as I am now into a human form. I had spent some time preparing that body and that field of human life. And when I arrived at the point where it could be completely useful to me, to Michael, then I came forward. I taught back then. I showed. I demonstrated. I revealed to you, attempting to reveal the way, the truth, and the life, the way that you will advance, the truth that you will achieve, and the life that you will ascend into. In that lifetime, in that which was for me a seventh bestowal, universally speaking, I fulfilled that. I opened up some doorways. It was before that time that those that died from here in a lifetime ended up asleep until the dispensation of the resurrection of the civilization. But upon coming here during that first century, that was adjusted so that all who die here, they would go right on to the mansion worlds and the other worlds without having to go into a sleep. During that first century, humanity, the human mind, was still too materialized, too mechanical. And so what was meant to be spiritual symbolism and metaphor became literal due to the material mind. In this 21st century, the collective body of humanity and the collective mind and the individual mind is less bound by its materialization, the atmosphere of density. You, many of you here in the 21st century, quote, were back there with me, unquote, close quote. We are continuing our instruction together. You are hoping, many of you, to advance yourself. And to discover the worlds of light. There were many interpretations after that first century mission. Some were deliberate redefinings, and some were mistaken understandings, misunderstandings. I knew back then I would be coming back now. I speak in terms of your human ideas of time rather than the simultaneousness of time. I make it more linear, more palatable for your mind. Now, the idea that someone can come, die for you, and then you become more free, that is not entirely possible. I didn't come back then to die for you so that you could enter heaven, or so that you can go beyond the idea of sin. These are superstitious ideas and also deliberate misinformation to keep human lives densified, stuck. The idea of someone, or let's say of myself, coming and dying for you upon a wooden cross to invite the forgiveness of an infinitely good, infinitely loving God is clearly an error. You all know that by now. But much of humanity still believes in that superstitious abomination of darkness. It is time, I tell you. Does anybody here still believe in Santa Claus? Oh, I see some of you with your Easter bunny eggs. Do some of you still believe in the Easter bunny? Oh, I tell you. That Easter bunny, he's a tricky guy. Santa Claus, the Easter bunny, and Jesus Christ. These ideas are fables. The idea of Jesus Christ dying on a cross to appease the universal Father and to free up humanity, that's a superstitious, pagan immaturity. Yet, what truly went on back then is a glorious, illuminated teaching. Will you allow me in this life to reveal more of the glory of what went on back then? Will you allow me to reveal to you the true illuminated teaching, the illuminated drama, and the illuminated cross? Teaching, drama, the unfoldment of humanity upon the cross of life. I think it best that you ponder the mythology, and I'm here for you to ask me. So no one has to die for you in order to live. In fact, that kind of vicarious atonement has gotten humanity into more trouble than anything else. Vicarious atonement. What does that mean? What does that mean? That you of yourself would attempt to use someone else and appease someone else in order for you to advance. And that some kind of ritualistic, pagan mythology needs to be accepted and believed in order for you to be progressively ascending. It is simply not true. Is there a particular way for you to approach all this? Absolutely. But can you live off of another? Can they do your bidding? None can do that. Do you need the help of myself and others? Absolutely. But do I need to come and appeal to the Father in order to liberate you? I do not, nor do you, nor does he want that. Again, will you be putting out milk and cookies for Santa Claus? Will you be looking for the Easter Bunny? Will you be bowing down to an imaginary cross and torture to appeal to the universal Father? You will not be doing that. These ideas are fables. Is it beneficial for you, for all humanity, for someone to come and change water to wine? Or is that another fable? Is that another metaphor? As you transform the water of your life, your human life, into the richness, the potency, the flavor of the living wine, so shall you be performing miracles. So shall you be entering your own Christ life. Now, some of you who are walking with me these years, you have been growing up, maturing in all sorts of ways. You have been advancing in the right understanding. And because of those things, maturing, growing up, true understanding, and a true understanding, you are able to enter into the kingdom of God's reality that much more. With the right understanding and the strength in your personality to choose morally, to choose to live according to what you now know to be true. In the centuries in front of us here, in the next centuries, they will say, I came again. Oh, and people sat there and miracles were performed. I say, the miracle is you. That is a far greater miracle. That you become more of what you are meant to become. And for those of you who are walking with me, believing as I'm believing, you're experiencing the miracle. The miracle of transmuting the water of your mortality into the wine of eternity. You are blossoming. Yes. Now, to walk together, it is a work in progress, no? You must deliberately choose. You must deliberately wake up into this dimension every morning and choose where you shall put your focus and attention. You must choose what to make real and true. These are your choices given to you as your inalienable right, your free will. This is the part that you must play. The Eternal Father allows you to play your part according to your choices. You are, relatively speaking, you are free in that respect. And as you enter through the eye of the needle, the straight and narrow way, then shall 3 phases of your existence blossom. You will be growing in selfhood, in self-consciousness, and selfhood. You will be empowering and strengthening yourself in that self-determination to govern yourself a little bit more. To govern yourself. Is that not what you also seek when you are a parent to children? Or do you want them to be disempowered, waiting for you to decide everything for them? I think not. Right? Out of loving them, you want your children to be self-conscious, morally choosing, self-determinative, and self-responsible, self-creative, and responsible, necessary to govern themselves into the right channels. The idea of someone coming and dying for your sins and then all is better, it defies exactly what I just told you. Those 3 phases of evolutionary unfolding. Many of you, you came to me. I brought you to me. I, saying the universal Father, the Son, and the Spirit, bringing you here. Maybe you came hoping to find me here, ready to do it for you. And I say, are we not doing it together? Do you have your part to play? Are you becoming clear about the way, the truth, and the life? Are you working out any immaturity in your personality? Are you cleaning up the substance of your lifetimes. Other questions? Okay, good. Is that another question from you, Nenny? Okay, good. Yes, I appreciate that. Well, initially, you you want to have faith. You want to have faith in the goodness of God. Faith. And you want to cultivate sincerity, everyone. Faith. That means you are trusting in the goodness of God. Let that enter in. The goodness of God. An indescribable beauty and goodness and love. Can you imagine that? And in your faith and trust, in the existence of God, you want to come as a little child. You want to be humble in receiving that relationship that He wants with you. Humble in receiving the relationship that He wants with you. Thank you, Carlos. Humble in receiving that you were brought into existence, and the highest thing that you can do is enter relationship with he who has brought you into existence. Right? Those of you who are parents, mom and dad, you bring forth the body, a child. The women do. The men help out once in a while. Of course, the men say, "Oh, we're giving birth," and the women say, "No, no, no. You're not giving birth. I'm having to give birth." Right. Well, the mother and I feel like that. The universe spirit mother and I. Although she doesn't tell me, I'm the one giving birth. For we both are extending that existence. So as a parent, you give birth. You. Mhm. And the first thing that the little baby does when they come out of the mother's womb is take a look at that mother. If they had consciousness, right? So I see that I've given birth to myself, and I don't trust you, this woman in front of me. I don't trust you at all. And I don't remember that you just gave birth to my body. Wouldn't that be silly? And the mother would say, come, let me hold you and I feed you. And the baby, the newborn, right, would say, no, I'm not looking for that. I can handle this myself. In fact, I have a lot of ideas now that I'm here. Look at me, everybody. I'm here. Humanity acts just like that. Some of the humanity. Right? They are here. They don't know how they got here and where they were before. They don't know the real purpose for being here. And they don't know where they're headed afterward. That, my friends, is being ignorant, right? And then they invent everything. They invent. I know the purpose. I know where I was. I know where I'm headed. And I don't need your help. So to have faith, sincere faith, to receive your existence and your relationship to the giver of your existence. O God, you are the creator of my life, the source of my existence, and the destination of all purpose. And as you come in that humble, faithful, childlike willingness, you are initially cultivating, right? Submitting yourself to the doing of the Father's will. You're not saying, Mama, I just popped out of you and now I'm going to do what I want. There aren't any babies that do that, right? So you submit to the doing of God's will. You trust him with faith. Happy are you to be born into existence. I can speak more. That you come ready to be taught, open-minded, unreserved, without prejudice nor preconception. But humanity, they come out of the womb of the mother. They turn to the mother. They say, I have my own agenda. Here's what it is. So you cultivate the willingness to receive the teaching of eternity. That you let go of being spoiled and willful. These ideas, as you let them enter you, are the seeds of eternity growing in you. Other questions? Mm-hmm. So first you enter in the right idea, and then you apply that idea to become the ideal in your expression. Mm-hmm. I see Nenny's question here. What happens when avoiding the pain and the humiliation in the process of purification and only looking for pleasure? Right. Right. In your personal authorship, you are willing to be taught, willing to see yourself, willing to see all that's within you. That's not such a terrible thing that you are being asked to do, to open your eyes and to see all that is within you. Mm-hmm. Now, your authorship, it does demand upon you certain things. Mm-hmm. That you embrace everything, the pain, the pleasure. And when you don't, Those three phases of your evolutionary development cannot blossom. Cannot. If you avoid the pain and humiliation, you avoid purifying the immaturity and the raw material of your being, self-consciousness cannot grow. Self-determination cannot prosper. And self-creative empowerment and advancement, it cannot function properly when you avoid. These are the laws. The approach to the altar of the Paradise Adjuster in you. The selfhood, Michalis, that self-consciousness. God is infinite selfhood. He, she is a self that certainly is beyond description in her infinity. And even your selfhood is partly a mystery. The selfhood of which I speak has consciousness and has those certain qualities which accrue to the selfhood in order to function and serve in a wider capacity. Your selfhood is your underlying persona, your personhood. Selfhood does not need a form, although you take form. God is a selfhood without form, an infinite, formless selfhood. And he, in his perfection, right? She has all those qualities of perfection and none of them, for all qualities come out of her. So she is beyond all. So you are growing your selfhood. And the only way to do that is to understand the way of the eternal, the source of your existence, the source of your selfhood. Do you follow, everyone? That source that has brought forth your personal, your persona, has given you a part of herself. She's brought you forth to be in relationship to her, to him, right? And the more selfhood that you grow, the more capacity you have to be in relationship to the infinite selfhood, the source. As you are in relationship to the Father's living adjuster, you're in relationship the best that you can be with his life in you. And in Nebadon, it is given unto me to be that father-son with the spirit of the mother. And as you are in relationship to me, something is occurring in you, is it not? Our universal relationship, as you learn how to be in association with my person, something occurs in you, for you. Is that true? Clearly, the infinity of the persons of God, they bring forth, for example, the order of Michael. After a long period of preparation and training, I come in, I initiate a portion of creation. I bring forth with the mother creaturehood. I stand in for the Father and the Son. And with the mother, that completes that Trinity. It allows the infinite to be accessible in a more miniature form. And in your own way, you will bring forth that Christos, that life, in ever greater fashion. You will come to identify with that life and existence. Today I come to renew your mind unto the vision of eternity. For it is the arena of the mind that must begin to align with the idea of eternity. Invite my comforter to become more present with you. Receive me now. Invite me. Ask of me. And so shall I show you the possibilities. Receive of the Spirit of truth. Adonai, everyone, may you become arisen into your own Christhood through the power of God's love. Good day unto all. Enjoy your Sunday, everyone. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Gracias.